My simple answer is there are great challenges against the existing liberal, rules-based international order. In other words, there have been unilateral attempts to change the status quo by force and intimidation. I'll give you two examples. One, Korean Peninsula. Nuclear weapons development program and missiles program are going on in total disregard for NPT, UN Security Council resolutions, and six-party joint statement. Or if you turn your eyes to the South China Sea, East China Sea, we have seen so many attempts to accomplish territorial aggrandizement and militarization by force and intimidation. If I put my feet into the shoes of European friends, I can see connectivity between what took place in Crimea, Ukraine, and what has been taking place in East Asia. These are two sides of the same coin. What would be serious? Serious result would be the rule of law getting undermined. Look at the arbitration case between the Philippines and China. Senior officials of one party to the disputes call arbitration a political farce, arbitration ruling waste paper. I think that is not the rule of law working here. That's the biggest concern I have about East Asia. Perhaps I can share, my views as a way to advise to, our friends in France and Europe. My first advice is please open your eyes and think well. There needs to be a recognition that those disputes are not just bilateral or regional issue, but it is an issue for the entire international community. Specifically, what is required here is to incorporate those nations in violation of the norms into the rules-based community. My advice number two is we need to raise reputation cost and we need to speak up. France has every kind of tool available to its nation, say G7, G20, or even, the assessment of the arbitration ruling or UN Security Council and General Assembly. So speaking up is my second advice. Thirdly and finally, most importantly, we can make deterrence work. Somebody says France used to be a former global power. From Asian viewpoints, France continues to be a resident Pacific power. So for example, in the form of joint military exercise or assistance to capacity building of littoral states in the South China Sea, France can make a lot of contribution. So the third advice is let deterrence work.